Hi my beauties, welcome back to Younger. So I wanted to include a video where I discuss different drugstore skincare brands that we actually have in our dermatology clinic, because I thought it'd be interesting for you to know what dermatologists recommend and that we actually have in samples in our dermatology clinic for our patients. Because if it's not something dermatologists stood behind, we wouldn't have it available for our patients. And this is kind of in sequel to, or an addendum to, the previous video that I posted where we do a CVS review of drugstore skincare brands, because many of you commented that we may have forgotten certain products or certain skin lines and you had specific questions. So I wanted to include some brands that I may have forgotten or for the sake of time didn't have a chance to cover. So just FYI, we got kicked out of a CVS because you're not really allowed, I think, to take videos and kind of do these skincare reviews. So we were limited on time and I kind of had to rush through it. So I wanted to include this addendum or sequel to that video with drugstore over-the-counter products that dermatologists recommend. So I hope you guys like it and enjoy. Okay, you guys, so as you can see, we have a whole pharmacy here and our dermatology clinic in the back in the stock room. But most of these samples are samples from pharmaceutical companies of prescription strength medications. So we can kind of get patients started on these prescription strength medications before we call an actual prescription service, so they don't have to wait for a pharmacy. They can get started right away. But I do want to talk about some of the drugstore brands that I talked about in my latest YouTube video, because I did not forget a few, but I just was limited for time, so I couldn't talk about everything. But anything that we have in here in our dermatology clinic are going to be drugstore products that we recommend. Otherwise we wouldn't have them in our clinics and handing them out to our patients. So basically, let's just start with CeraVe, because this is a really great brand. I love CeraVe. Most dermatologists like CeraVe because it is a great drugstore option for people on a budget who don't want medical grade or can't get medical grade. For example, this hydrating sunscreen is SPF 50, but remember, we don't look at SPF as a whole because SPF only pertains to the UVB rays, which cause skin cancer, but it doesn't pertain to the UVA rays, which are just as important for photoaging, brown spots, and things like that. So this is a good one because this is a drugstore moisturizer with sunscreen, and it actually is mineral based, and the mineral content in here is zinc oxide 7% and titanium dioxide 9%. So you always want to look for zinc or titanium 8% or higher. So this makes the cut. This is cool because this is different than a lot of the other moisturizers that are drugstore and have like Helioplex or SPF with chemicals, because most of these drugstore bought brands that are like a 2-in-1 moisturizer / sunscreen always have like the chemical based sunscreen, which I don't like. So CeraVe, if you're going to go with any of them, would probably be my favorite. Or I think Aveeno right here, this ultra calming daily moisturizer, is good because it has mineral based sunscreen in it, in addition to being like a moisturizer. But I usually say use a hydrator and then put mineral-based sunscreen on top of it, but this one's 100% mineral. So if you're going to go with the drugstore brand, make sure that your combo 2-in-1 moisturizer / SPF has mineral-based in it. So moving on, a lot of these products that are drugstore brands are for specific patients with like specific dermatologic conditions. Like this one's for psoriasis, this one's for like diabetic patients. Some of them are more for eczematous skin, but in a nutshell, most of these, like if we have them here, moisturizing lotion by CeraVe, we really like this one a lot. It has ceramides in it. Hydrating cleanser bars, not my favorite because I don't like cleansing bars. I like using cleansers that are liquid based because they solidify in the hair follicles and the pores can cause blackheads, and you don't want to have that. So I usually don't like any bar cleansers. Diabetic skin relief, this is just for dry itchy skin for diabetics or anybody with dry itchy skin, even sometimes in the winter time, especially if you're skiing at altitude and your skin's getting dried out from transepidermal water loss. CeraVe moisturizing lotion, we like this a lot too. Moisturizing cream is the same thing, but it's a little bit more intense because it's a cream versus a lotion, but it does have the ceramides, and this one has hyaluronic acid in it, so it feels really good when you put it on your skin, and it's going to eliminate transepidermal water loss and keep the skin hydrated for 24 hours after application. So we like the CeraVe moisturizing cream. I'm so sorry I'm talking so fast, but I'm in between seeing patients and want to help you guys out. Okay, CeraVe hydrating ointment. This one's a good one, but it's really greasy. This one's kind of on the same line is Aquaphor, which is a healing ointment and can be very greasy, but when you need it, like say dry chapped hands in the wintertime or for your lips, it's a good option. CeraVe facial moisturizing lotion, I like this one a lot too. This is a good drugstore option for your facial moisturizing lotion at bedtime. Itch relief moisturization, this is a little bit more greasy. This is more for our eczematous patients, so I wouldn't get that for a normal person or like a non-eczematous skin. Sorry. So CeraVe ultra light moisturizing lotion. This one is really, really light, and it does have some SPF in it. Let's see what this one is. So this is chemical based. So see these chemicals in it. You don't want to. This one does have some zinc in it, but it's only 6%, so that doesn't make the cut. Probably wouldn't recommend this. So just because I like CeraVe doesn't mean I like everything in the CeraVe line. Just the same with medical grade. If I like a certain skin line, that doesn't mean I like every product within the skin line. And I think you have to pick and choose between different lines on what their strengths are. So Cetaphil is another one that I didn't really have a chance to mention on my CVS drugstore post on YouTube. So I'll kind of make this one in an addendum to that video. But Pro Oily Skin for oil absorbing moisturizer. This one has SPF in it. Let me see what I think of this one. So this one has chemicals in it. So the benzoyl, oxybenzone, I don't know if you guys can see that, but I probably won't recommend that because it's not mineral based. Eczema soothing moisturizer. I honestly like Cetaphil a lot as a line, but these particular products from Cetaphil wouldn't probably be my first choice. This one has colloidal oatmeal in it, so I do like this one a lot. The eczema soothing moisturizer for body, probably too heavy for the face, but it's a good option for the body as well. And then moving on to La Roche-Posay. This one is a, let me see what type of sunscreen this is. It has, what's an active ingredients? Titanium dioxide, 11%. Perfect because it is greater than 8% mineral-based, chemical-free. I like it. This one's a good one. Let's see what this sport is. Titanium dioxide, 5%, not enough, but the zinc oxide is 15%, so I like it. And this would be sweat and waterproof, sweat-proof and waterproof, so I like this one as well. Let's see what this one is. This one is Lipicar Balm, so Intense Repair Moisturizing Cream. This must be a new one because I'm not really familiar with this one, but let's look at the active ingredients. So this is for really dry, sensitive skin, primarily like in kids and babies, body and face. This is paraben-free, fragrance-free, non-comedogenic, so this looks good, but I can't really, it doesn't have it doesn't really have the active ingredients on it, so I don't really want to comment if I can't see the active ingredients. Okay. So this is a purifying foaming cleanser. We like this one. That's good for oily skin and won't over dry your skin, but will kind of cut back on the oil. I know we give this a lot to patients for face wash after laser treatments and peels. So we like to send patients home with good stuff that's not going to be too expensive, but that they can wash their face with. Hydro Boost. This is a great one by Neutrogena. I think I might have posted on this in the video. Hydro Boost body gel cream. This has hyaluronic acid in it and it's fragrance free, so this is good for patients with sensitive skin, and it gives a really nice smooth touch to the skin because of the hyaluronic acid. Remember, you can put hyaluronic acid on top of the skin and the hyaluronic acid molecule is too big to make its way through the epidermis, but when it sits on top of the skin, it can prevent transepidermal water loss and keep the skin hydrated and not dry. So Healthy Defense Moisturizer. I'm not a big fan of Helioplex, I'm going to be honest. Everybody says dermatologists love Neutrogena and dermatologists test it. We don't sit around testing creams all day. We're usually in the office seeing patients, and people can make any claims like dermatologist tested, dermatologist approved, but to be honest, Helioplex is not my favorite because it's chemical based. So just leaving it at that. SPF 30, great, you're going to block the UVB rays and you're not going to get skin cancer, which is great, but what about the UVA rays that cause premature aging? Can't forget about that. Okay, Ultra Sheer Dry Touch. The technology is really cool because you do feel really dry despite having tons of lotion on, but I believe that this one is a chemical base, so I wouldn't recommend this one either. Let's see. Yeah, look at these ingredients. Avobenzone, oxybenzone. I mean, these are all chemicals, so don't waste your money on this. You want mineral based, you guys. Okay, Rapid Clear. Ooh, this is a good one for acne. So you know I like benzoyl peroxide, but this is like kind of like a leave-on mask that you can kind of put on acne treatments overnight, and it's a benzoyl peroxide, and it's 2.5%. It's not 5% or higher, so it's not going to over-irritate your skin. Let's see, but this one, Ultra Gentle Daily Cleanser. I like this one a lot. We give this one also to our laser patients to wash their face with after lasers and Vaxels and peels. So this is a good one. I like this one a lot too. Okay, you guys, this is honestly one of my favorite things. This Neutrogena hand cream. I think somebody asked me about this in the comments section in my YouTube video on the CVS Drugstore brands, like what I recommend for hands. This, you have this next to your bedside. You put this on your hands at night, and seriously, you'll wake up and your hands will be so soft in the morning. You can use it on your heels and your lips too to soften those up as well. The rest of these are all prescription. Yay, retin-A, my girl. Okay, so hopefully this helps you guys, and hopefully this answers your questions to the things that I may have missed in my CVS YouTube video. But just so you can kind of get a look again, we need to clean this out, but it's always disheveled in here because there's so many reps coming in giving us these things, but we wouldn't have them in here if we didn't believe in it. Lactin, I posted on this in the YouTube video as well. So lactin is an alpha hydroxy acid with ammonium lactate lotion in it, which increases transepidermal cellular renewal and kind of sloughs off all the dead yucky cells and makes the skin less crepey. So this is a good kind of cheap brand that you can get at CVS, Target, Walgreens, and it will help make the skin on the arms, legs, and abdomen, everywhere else, less crepey looking. Aveeno, I already posted on this, but I really love all the Aveeno products, except for look for any moisturizers that have SPF. Make sure that the sunscreen is mineral based. Again, I really like this eczema therapy moisturizing cream. This is good for like dry, itchy skin in the winter. It's good for babies, and it's good for hands and body. I really like this one a lot. I love Aveeno when they use their colloidal oatmeal. And Eucerin is, I think, a little bit more greasy than Aveeno is just in general as a brand. I'm sorry for the Eucerin reps out there, but it is a little bit more greasy. This is good for smooth, rough, bumpy skin. This is good for keratosis pilaris, those little bumps that you get on the backs of the arms and the legs. Here's more Eucerin. This one is a little bit too greasy for me, so it's not my favorite. Aquaphor is definitely greasy, but for when you do need it, like if you have chapped lips or a red itchy rash, it's a good kind of saving grace to just kind of get the rash or itchy dry skin under control, and then you can maintain after that by just using creams like this. Eczema relief, dry itchy skin. Again, this just kind of helps with transepidermal water loss minimization. And let's see this, daily protection Eucerin. So this is usually the types of things patients will bring in when they're like, I use sunscreen in my lotion and my moisturizer. So let's just check this out. So this is all chemicals. Actually, there's some titanium dioxide, which is good because it's mineral based, but that's only 2.38%, not enough because it's not 8%, and zinc oxide 4.85%. That's not enough because it's not above 8. So you want zinc or titanium 8% or above. Good that it's mineral based, but bad that it's not high enough in the percentage. So that's pretty much it. I'm sorry I talk so fast. I'm just trying to get it all in, guys. Thanks. Hope this helps.